Hello and welcome back to another episode of Masochist. As you can see, I am not in the normal deck, but I'm in the water one, because like I said last time, I want to try this out for a bit, even though I don't think it's really that much better than the other one, because while this can kinda do stuff with a lot of these cards, it doesn't really end in anything except Crooked Cook sometimes, but we'll see. But since I haven't used this deck in this form at all, I'll go over it real quick. I just basically put all the Atlantean and Mermaid cards in here, so heavy infantry. Most of them trigger when they get discarded by activating a water. Well, if they are discarded to activate a water monster's effect. Heavy infantry, one of our better cards, can target a face-up card our opponent controls to destroy that target. Big Jaws is just a level 3 fish. Abysslin can summon a Mermaid from deck. Abyss Hilt can summon one from hand. Abyssin Array, we use this in our normal deck. You can discard this card, then a water monster I control, destroy one, yada yada yada. It's a attack defense manipulation. The important thing is, if this is sent from the field to graveyard, we can draw a card and then discard a card. Then we have left-hand shark together with the right-hand shark. You know, one searches the other. We can special summon them from graveyard hand. If summoned from graveyard, the level gets modulated. Then we have Glacial Beast, Polar Penguin. I have 2 in total, 1 in the deck right now. I might add another one. If it's special summon, I can target an opponent's monster and return it to the hand. Pretty good, though it does target. But it's the usual penguin stuff where we just bounce stuff from the field. And if it's destroyed by battle card effect, I can basically do the same. It's also a tuner. Then we have Armored Shark, which is always an Armored Xyz card, which might come in handy. And I can send one water Xyz monster from the extra graveyard, then target a fish monster in your graveyard with the same level as the rank of the monster and special summon it. So we can special summon either 3 or 4 from our graveyard. And if this card is in graveyard, I can target a water Xyz monster, equip this card to that monster, and give it 500 attack. Will that come up? Probably not. Kodaris is literally just in here because I have Legendary Ocean. I can send Legendary Ocean, which is always treated as Umi, to the graveyard, and I'll target 2 cards my opponent controls and destroy them. Actually, I sent them to the graveyard. I don't even destroy them, which is pretty good. Then 2 Hammerhead Shark, Atlantean Dragoons, which also level modulation, level 3, and another effect, if it's sent to the graveyard by activating a water monster effect, I can add a Sea Serpent from my deck to my hand. We have a few Sea Serpents, of course. Then Abyss Pike, add a level 3 water monster from my deck to hand. Pretty good here. This, basically, I need an Xyz monster on field, detach 2, summon this, then I can resummon 2 fish, level 4 fish from my graveyard, and then I have to use them for Xyz summon. Or I don't have to, but they can only be used for Xyz summon of a water monster. We can't use this effect yet, because we don't have a level 4 water Xyz. So I actually can check. No, that's wrong. That's all wrong. There. Like, we have these. This is the only 4 we have, and it doesn't do anything. So yeah. Basically, this just summons stuff back. I don't know, to wall up or something. Then again, right-hand shark and left-hand shark together. Lantern Shark. I can special another one from my hand. That is 3, 4, 5. But it locks me out of special summons for accident except Xyz monsters. So, you know. I can treat this as the 3 or 4 if I summon a water, though, which may be a bit right. But maybe not. Like I said, it does a lot with cards that I have in the main deck, but the extra deck is a little weird. Buzzer Shark, of course. is to get I think right hand shark and then make crooked cook. I have 2 of these. Acti is just if this is normal, so if this is normal special summoned, I can send a water monster from my hand to the graveyard, draw 1 card. If I do this, this triggers the effect that when I discard to activate a water monster effect. So, I can draw a card and get another effect. And I can special summon this as a water monster. No, I can special summon an ice gem monster, which you don't have. Well, we have Kingfisher, but I don't have Kingfisher in here because Kingfisher is really awkward to use. But the first effect, I had Kingfisher in here for a while. But Kingfisher didn't really do anything. But the draw effect is still pretty good. Then another Umi monster, Electric Jellyfish. I can send it from hand deck or face up field to the graveyard. Special summon water monster from your hand. Pretty good. And when I have Umi on the field, this is a spell negate. So, might come in handy. Then Minaruka can summon itself when another water monster effect is activated. Abyss Lead. I can discard 3 water monsters to special summon this card. When summoned this way, I can target an Abyss spell or trap card in my graveyard and add to my hand. And I can tribute 1 other mermaid monster and hand trip my opponent for 1. And I also have 1 Nemesis Flag and 1 Escotos in here, because we do have Fish, Sea Serpent, and Aqua, plus we obviously have Flag as a Pyro, and we have some extra monsters that we might be able to summon. Spell and Traps, we have Raigeki, because it's Raigeki. Surface, to recycle some cards. Xyz and Trust. Now this might get thrown out. This can search Armor Shark, because this is always treated as an Armored Xyz card. It's pretty much dead if I do have Armored Xyz, Armored Shark in my hand. But if I can search it, I can make 2 face-up monsters I control level 3 or 5. Which can be good, because we have 4 and 5s. We have 3, 4, and 5s. And this doesn't lock me into, like, water or something. Right? So I have an easier time to make, for example, Shark Fortress, which is in here. Because it's a fish, I guess. I really just noticed that it's a dark and not a water. But it's still okay, right? Because I do have a relatively easy way to make 5s in this. Then we have Abyss Scale of the Kraken and Abyss Scale of Cetus. One is a monster negate, one is a trap negate if they're on the field. They are mandatory though, so I cannot choose what to negate when they're on the field. Legendary Ocean, 1 MST, might put in a second, 2 Book of Moon, Torrential, Olinoides, Canadia, Abyss Steam. This basically just draws me card depending on how many different types among fish, sea serpents, and aqua monsters I control. And I cannot special monster from activate except water monster, but I would probably activate it on my opponent's turn anyway. And it has a second effect where I can add a mermaid from graveyard or benchmark to my hand. If a water monster I control is destroyed by battle card effect, might come up. Divine Wrath, monster negate, debunk, and graveyard negate. And the extra deck we have White Aura Monoceros. I can special summon a fish, which would be nice to, maybe go into a higher synchros or something, but we don't really have access to this. Crocodragon. As you can see, I really only have 1 tuna with Glacial Piece Polar Penguin, so I don't really expect to summon this, but if I do, might be decent. White Aura Monoceros, I can summon. Relatively easy, because I have Force, and there's a 3. Now, relatively easy, of course, I would need to actually get Glacial Beast Polar Penguin in my hand. Then we have Cat Shark, since it's highly... I can make this with water. I don't know. We'll see. I just put this in here because why not? And this reduces the level by 1, so even the 3s would be 2s. So it could be useful. Let's try it. It's a Sea Serpent Water Xyz, and it's a mermaid. So, I just put this in here. Then our lineup, Cowboy, Crooked Cook, because we have Crooked Cook and we have the path to make it invulnerable. And we can stall until we get to Eschatos or something. Then, of course, Utopia Rising, Phobos Covos, Shark Fortress. My opponent has to attack this card, and I can make a card we control make another attack in the battle phase, which can be basically game-winning. So I put this in here because, again, I can make it. Then Lightning, because we have Rising. End of Stack for piercing. Early negates. Dagger for higher. Now, this, I don't know. I might take it out. I don't really have that many Link monsters that are generic enough that I want to have in this deck. But this can just destroy stuff. And also, if I have like Eschatos in hand and only a fish and a sea serpent, right? But only have 2 types, I can make this and then destroy something on the field. And then have 3 types in graveyard to make Eschatos. Like, because if I would summon Eschatos with early, for example, because it's Cybers, I don't really do anything. Then we have Decode Talker and Triple Burst Dragon. The extra deck would probably change a lot. The main deck, not that much. This is pretty much most of the water stuff we have that is playable. And has at least some synergy. As you can see, we have like Abyss Soldier. The problem is that we need to discard a water monster to the graveyard to target 1 card on the field and return it to hand, which is really good. And might be added to the deck eventually. But I often end without any real monsters in hand, right? So it's kind of awkward. But this might come in handy if it comes to it. So, let's just go into the duels because it's been already 10 minutes. Let's hope we get some packs today. I might switch the deck in between though if this really doesn't work. So yeah, see you in the first duel. So, this is not really nice hand. I guess we can summon this and use the first effect to summon right-hand shark and then get left-hand shark and play. We have book. Okay. I am a little confused. I will admit that, but that's fine. Let's see if they have an Ash. They do. That's fine. That is probably the one nice target to get Ash out of the way. Because it has a graveyard effect. Wait, what? Oh, this is only for oh god. That's my bad. Oh my god. Misplay of the century! That was incredible. I don't know why, but the fact that some of them have water specifically, like this is specifically sea serpents. I mean, I guess it makes sense because Atlanteans are sea serpents. But like, damn. Let's actually, wait. Yeah, let's flip this down. Because if I flip this down, I can't do damage, but I can beat over it easier with one of my other sharks. Ooh, okay. We don't have a mermaid monster right now. But that's fine. Do they have another Ash? Yes. Okay. Yeah, let's just debug Ash. Not like I have anything else. I mean, I use a lot of I lose a lot of plays or games because I'm too conservative with my negates and stuff because I want to wait for a better opportunity. and that opportunity never comes. So, yeah. Oh yeah, honestly, let's make... yeah. Triple Burst, Dragon... No, I don't... Stop it! It cannot be destroyed per battle. Okay, well, I mean... cannot be destroyed by battle, so it doesn't matter if I take it or not. What I don't understand is what is in the stack. They special summoned this, but didn't search anything. They summoned Decider and didn't summon anything. They can't be break. Well, not really. Oh. What? What? Wait, does Ankh reveal from field? I guess it does. Oh yeah, and or face up field, okay. Not a fan. That's a... that's an effect in the battle phase, man. Come on. Well, I didn't expect that. No, that's not what I want to see. Yeah, I mean, I can't really attack Shield of the Millennium, so... What is happening? What is going on? I wish I could do something. Ah, well. Let's see if they have a third Ash. No. Fish and Sea Serpent, yes. So you go, and you go. Summon our Eschatos, activate Eschatos, Warrior. That's fine, I don't care. Interesting. I would have guessed that they destroy, like, one goes into the back row and one just gets destroyed anyway, because the effect only triggers once, but I guess not once per turn. Anyway, we won. But this was, I mean, this was less the deck, especially since we basically won because of, well, we would have won anyway, I guess. If we got another 4, but because we could have cowboyed. But we kind of won it because of Eschatos, and they played really strange. Like, I'm inclined to say a bot played this deck, but obviously, this was a normal. It was an unstoppable Exodia deck. And, I mean, they almost had a 4,000 attack Exodia, but they attacked in a triple burst, so, you know, stuff happens, I guess. Anyway, this is the first pack. That was quicker than I thought. Glad to take it. Let's open the pack. Okay, maybe we can get something good. Oh, we got an upgrade. We get slash and yellow and glowing and... Okay, I was about to say. Code on hand. A trickster fusion monster. A magnet warrior. Really? Another Altergeist card that we can't use. And another DDD card that we can't use. I mean, technically we can use it. I'm pretty sure we have a DDD card and we have DD cards for sure. Would we make this though? No, probably not. But it's kind of funny, I guess. This custom comes to a send monster's name, then you can spell someone from a different name. Nah, okay. Interesting. Nothing in here that I would put in the deck though. Like, I mean, getting more Altergeist is kind of neat, but we're never going to play an Altergeist deck. We're never going to play a Photon deck. We're never going to play a DDD deck. And Epsilon, like, if we had a critical mass of Magnet Warriors, maybe swarm the field or something, but unlikely. And no. Even though I think it's cool that they're all like musicians and stuff, we are not playing Trickster. I will never play Trickster, I think. Not even if I had access to all the cards. Yeah, let's get into the next tool. See what we can get. I feel blue eyes and I don't like it. No, let's set this one. I can summon both, but that doesn't do anything unless I want to make early. Okay. This is incredibly risky, but let's see what they do. Maybe disconnect. Okay. Okay. A lot of people playing Into the Void right now. Yeah. Okay. I'm getting a little bit sick of this. The one duel where I'm like, okay, I mean, you know, let's risk it. Maybe we don't die. I play Tempai. Can't make this up, really. God damn. What? Why would you make this? Okay. Wouldn't you usually make this in the battle phase? Or am I going insane? Let's book this guy. Bye. Yeah. Trident ring. Torrential tribute. Actually, I should have waited, because now they can resummon the stupid Sangenpai Biden Dragon. Oh my god, the names. Wait, they can't? Oh. I guess they can't. Wow. Leg. Oh, they rage quit. Okay. See? All you need to beat Tenpai is a Book of Moon and a Torrential Tribute. Love that. You know, I might not even have won, you know? Like, I literally could have lost if they didn't surrender and drew one of their starters or something. But alas, they had no cards in hand. It's my turn. So they rage quit. So that means we get another pack. See you there. Another super rare pack. At least from the outside. We never know. Okay. Okay. What is that? Okay. Evil tile. Another Vijam. We're not playing Vijam. Oh, DD7. Very Night Sky. Normal summon, Starry not monster, one level, normal summon. Yeah, I mean, we have Starry Night. Starry Drink, Starry Night? I'm not entirely sure. Something like that. But obviously we don't have a number of those cards to justify anything else. Yeah, more TG cards. We haven't gotten any in a long time. Okay, this is absolutely unusable because I'll say it here. I'm not a huge fan of Gaia. I think Gaia is boring as hell. I'm also not a big fan of Curse of Dragon. Also think that's pretty boring. This card looks pretty cool though, but we specifically need Gaia Blaze, the Force of the Sun. Well, we do have the Mud Dragon guy that replaces a named card, so we technically can make this. Kinda. That's actually something to think about. Because if we can replace Gaia Blaze, the Force of the Sun, and then just need any face-up monster I control, and this has 3500 attack, and can negate a monster effect in the hand or graveyard though, that's important. This might actually not be too terrible if I do Mudrick. I will check this out actually. I'll check it out, see what I can do, and then I'll see you in the next duel. Alright. We are going first, of course. Because going second, we barely have a chance to win. So usually you don't see me going second. I don't know when I'll cut to this part, but this was 100% a bot. So that adds to one of our bot packs, which is now at 4. I forgot to add the counter last time, but, you know, I put it in the description as usual, and we were at 3, now we're at 4. One more and we open them. Let's get into the next duel. Forced to go second. No, I'm forced to go first. Wait, that's not good. Okay. Let's try something. I don't know if this will work, but it would be funny if it does. Because... Okay. Because I did change my deck a little bit after last pack. Because now I actually have the Muddy Mudragon stuff in here. They do have something. Why? Okay. Sure. I don't I don't really care. Sure, whatever. And then we can activate Muddy Mudragon. This is so dumb. To make Gaia Prominence Fierce Force. That is ridiculous. Unfortunately, this would be funny if this was water. So every time I negate something, this would trigger the Atlantean effects. But unfortunately, Gaia Prominence Fire. I don't have Reproducus in here to make it not fire. What? Gizmic. No. Let me flip this down for you. I don't trust the Gizmic card. I don't care. I don't like that. Let's not use our Dragoons yet. Wait, how much defense did this Gizmic have? 750, right? 950, well, that's fine. Unfortunately, I don't have... Okay. Yeah, I don't have to cut this out so you can see me summoning Gaia Prominence. That is cool. That I can do this relatively easy. And of course, I want to try to get more Water Tuners in this deck. And this will probably be added to the other deck as well. Just because it's relatively easy to make. I literally need one monster. And in addition to being able to make a Synchro 6. Because Muddy Mudragon is generic. And this, with Muddy Mudragon, just needs any other monster. As long as I can, of course, fusion summon. That was cool. Let's open the pack. Okay. Now, nothing fancy going on here. No glowing, nothing. No upgrade. No slashing. Just a good old heck. A TG Catapult Dragon. Okay. Dried Winds. Yeah, the Elemental Lords are pretty useless. Like, the water one is pretty good because, you know, you can recycle cards and stuff and, you know, you can search it, and then if you have exactly 5 and it hand rips. This, pretty bad. Dragoonity Ducks. When this card is normal, you can target one level the low one Dragoonian monster in your graveyard, equip the target to this card. It's a 4. Yeah. If I ever go back into more Dragoonity stuff, that's nice to have. No. And another allergy, the Melodious Diva. Yeah, nothing in this pack, really. Except maybe Ducks if I ever get to, you know, do like Blackwing Dragoonity stuff. Because that's kind of funny. But I have neither enough Dragoonities nor Blackwings to make this happen. And the only Dragoonities I've ever low rarity, unfortunately. And we are not playing TG. Wasn't this the one that's Black Shredder's on me? Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Nothing here. Let's get into the next duel. Alright. We have an Aqua, a Fish, and a Dream. And a Bot as our opponent. So let's cut right to the end. And open our packs. If I don't lose for some weird reason. See you in now. There we go. That was bot number 5. This since the last one, which is, I think, this season beginning. So basically this season, first time to 5 bots, which means 5 packs, which also means we are going to open 5 packs now. Let's see if we can get something cool from that. You know, as usual, doesn't need to be super rare or ultra rare. Almost, like, there's so many cards in normal and rare that are pretty good for us. You know, what I wish for really is, like, more 3s. Maybe more boss monsters. But Gaia Prominence was already a really, really cool pull. But yeah. Let's not talk too much. Get into the 5 packs. See you there. Alright, here we are in the packs. It's 5 packs to open. Let's go with number 1. Good start, maybe. Promising start is what you probably say. Because, you know, most SRs in itself are not necessarily that great. Oh, a Solomon Grade that I've never seen before. A DD Assault Carrier. What? Okay. I didn't know they had vehicles. Metal Flame Swordsman. Oh, you need to have Max Metamorph. That's unfortunate. Odd Ice Meteor Burst Ring. Huh. Now, obviously, the summon effect is not great, but the battle phase effect is not too bad. If I do add more tuners and stuff for Muddy Mud Ring, this might actually, you know, find its way into the deck just because the opponents cannot activate monster effects during the battle phase thing is not bad. Though, I guess, how many monster... well, a lot of monsters a lot of monster cards have effects that activate when they are sent to the graveyard or destroyed or something. And if that happens in the battle phase, they cannot use it. That's why Triple Burst Dragon is pretty good. Not bad, not bad. And our super rare is Naturia Gaiastrio. Okay, that's never happening. Yeah, that's pack number 1. Let's get to pack number 2. Here is pack number 2. Let's crack right into it. We have a Hyper Synchron, Cyber Eternal, Pendulum Transfer, Miracle of the Supreme King, White Ninja, Second Prime Banshee. No. Bonus. Okay. Nothing in this one. Except maybe no. Next pack. And this is pack number 3. We have a super rare. Shamisen Samsara Sorrowcat. Wasn't this not too terrible? Once per turn, during your opponent's main phase. Let's go on. Okay, this is basically a synchro card. Which, you know, maybe. A Crusadia Link monster. Okay. Granite Bond. Bond from Draconis. Banish all light machine. What? It's banished in your hand and in a graveyard. Interesting, interesting. Oh, a Fire King. Kirin. Damn. We have decent amount of Fire Kings. Different Fire Kings. Not enough to make them playable, I think. In any, like, as a small engine. But, you know, interesting. Empowerment. Dragon Warrior and Spellcasters. Once per turn, discard a card special Empowered Warrior from your... Oh! Those are the warrior cards that if they get destroyed, they search and stuff? Yeah, no. So now I'm not entirely sure if this is... I probably should have checked which pack this was. Anyway, let's get to the next pack. Okay, after checking, this is pack number 4. If it's not, if this is number 5, I'm pretty sure it's number 4 because I counted the newest cards and it was 24. So this should be number 4. If it's not, I'll just deduct the pack at some other point, but I'm pretty sure this is number 4. And it's a glowing pack, so, you know, maybe. I would like to... Oh, another Pylum. Numeron Gate Dive. Let's go. Oh, Draco Bag. You can only see each of the following water. Well, this card is equipped to a non-effect monster. You can target one of cards return to the hand. Okay. You have to read up on this. This is... I'm pretty sure this is not too terrible. Even on its own. I mean. Like, I can equip something. Then... Oh no, I need something else to get a token, right? Yeah, I need something to summon it to get an adventure token or another token. Raise option. Cosmo Tin Can. Now, if you had a lot of Cosmo cards, that would be pretty cool. Yo, what is this? Ignis the True Draco Warrior. Once per turn, if it's card control distribute some card, you can take one True King. A True Draco True King continues spell from a deck to... well, unfortunately, that's not happening. We have a few True King and Draco Warrior and, you know, some of those cards. We have like the one that searches these guys, but we don't really have any spell and traps and stuff for that. Yeah, let's get on the last bot pack. Here's pack numero 5. Let's see if this has anything. UA Tyrant Dino Fusion. Okay. Gain life when Sanctuary Skies, maybe that's a little... White Mare. Very funny. Could you imagine playing Masochist and then getting Skull Servant together? I mean, they're all relatively low rarity. I don't even know. Is the King of the Skull Servant super rare or ultra rare? I'm not sure. Ah. Fusion summon one Dino Wrestler monster. Really? Oh. Weird. Yeah, nothing in here. I feel like. Unfortunately. You know, like Radiant Gerald, UA Block, White Mare is funny, but, you know, Ghost Drake is also kind of funny. Not great, especially not if you have barely any cards, but it's funny. But nothing we can play here. I think from those 5 packs, the Draco Bag is probably the best card. If we can at some point utilize it, that would be pretty good, because bouncing cards is always pretty good. Yeah. So, I'm 1 win away from gold 1. So I will try to get 1 more win before I end the episode, so get 1 more pack. And then for the last episode of this month, I think next week, the last one or the penultimate episode this week will be where I try to get into platinum, and then we'll see where we go from there. But for now, I want to go into gold 1. We're in gold 2 right now, 1 win away. So let's try to get that one more win. Let's go get that. We are going second, but we do have a few spells and Lantern Shark. Though we don't have a second monster in hand, so Lantern Shark's kind of useless. Ah, that's not good. I mean, having MST. I should add the second MST, I think. Can you stop doing that? Using one is hard enough. No. Let's get Shark. Summon Lantern Shark. And you. No. I just wanna be able to attack. Knowing that they activated swords. I really don't want to waste too much time. Yeah. I mean, it's good that I activated it now. And I have a 2k defender on the field. So... could have actually summoned Lantern Shark back again. Okay. If there's a 10 pie hitting the field, okay. I was about to say. Okay. But now we are free to attack. Probably. Maybe. Unless they have like Gauze or something. Yes, I know. Well, there's a Trap Negate. And there's a Monster Negate. I'm not entirely sure what this is. But this is obviously, this is not a bot deck. This is something weird. I mean, it's probably a bot deck in a way. But like not the like woolly, you know, every turn, every single action takes 7 years kind of bot. But more like, you know, AFK, see how far we can get kind of thing with a lot of annoying cards. Or it's like a burn, stall, whatever, and they didn't draw the right cards. I don't know. I must check out the deck after. Well, that was quite a bit boring, I guess, but you know, I take the win. I actually surrendered to a woolly bot because I wanted to have an actual duel. This is not necessarily what I had in mind, but hey, the deck itself is not a typical auto build last, you know, selection pack whatever bot deck. And they had Mirror Force, Dark Hole, and Swords of Reading Light, so it was some kind of weird annoy my opponent until they surrender deck. Yeah, so this will open our final packs, like the legacy packs, which we have like 12 or 14 of or something. As well as the final master pack of this episode. So I'll check the deck real quick. I'm not going to. I might mention what's in there, but I will not show it on screen. I'll not make a screenshot for that. I don't think that's necessary. And then I'll see you in the packs. Let's hope we get something good to close out today's episode. See you there. Okay, here we are. 13 legacy packs. And for anyone curious, the deck could be described as whatever Yugi, Joey, and or Kaiba would have touched for their, like, you know, Dark Magician, Blue Eyes, and Red Eyes decks was in their deck. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, Lackluster Soldier stuff, Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon stuff, like Blue Eyes Exodia, Dragoon, Red Eyes Metal Dragon, not the Red Eyes Metal Dragon, the small one. Black Metal Dragon, whatever. You know, the tiny one that you can, if it leaves the field, you can search. You know what I mean. Anyway, let's crack open our legacy packs. Skip that. Tons of Luke, let's go. 2004 scoring. I mean, if it was at that point, that would be a pretty good card. I think it's still a good card. What the hell is that? But what? You have to bench 2 wind and an earth monster from your graveyard. And once per turn you can discard a card and target one okay. That seems awful. Detonate the leader. Once per turn, at the start of the damage step, when this card battles a phase on one side that is not a link 3 or higher link monster, you can destroy that monster. Oh, at the start of the damage step. Tribute this card. Points to the attack monster. Yo, this is actually not bad. Well, it's Cybers only. But I do have the Cybers deck in the works. So in that, this might actually not be too terrible. I mean, it's a link 3 with only 2100. But if it battles something that's not a link 3 or higher monster, it just destroys it at the start of the damage step. And I can tribute to destroy a monster on an opponent's field. That's actually pretty decent. Cluster Congester. If this number is special summon you control no link monster, you can special summon Congester token. Unfortunately, it's a level 7. Yeah. So, Detonate the Leader is actually not too terrible. Ronin Totem, I mean, I guess. We're not playing frogs. Never will. 3 more legacy packs. So let's just get into those as well. Skip it. Overlay booster. So the attack you can special card from your hand. Okay. Spell in your graveyard. Once per turn, you can bench that target for. Okay. So this is special summonable if I have a monster with 2000 or more attack. Okay. Penguin Ninja. Now that's a cool card. But the only penguin we are using doesn't have a flip effect, so. Yeah. Unfortunately, nothing really in the legacy packs. Except the Link one, which may be decent in a Link deck. It's in generic Link 3 with, like, not generic in the material sense because it needs Cybers monsters, but like it's just generally a decent card to have on the field, I guess. Yeah, let's crack open the final master pack of this episode. Alright, let's see if we can close out with something interesting. Memento. Okay, look, I would love to play Memento, but not happening. If there are less than 3 Kaiju cards on this card, you can target 1 Kaiju monster feature into face down defense position and place 1 Kaiju. Send to the river, you can draw 2 cards. Wait, what? That's actually quite interesting. So, if this card in your possession is destroyed by an opponent's card, send to the river. Does this work if it's face down? It should, right? Huh. I'd have to check this out, but, you know, this is, like, this feels like a card I could just set to maybe bait out, like, Spell and Trap destruction and draw 2 cards over it. But, who knows. Archfiend, another Holding Arm, Super Heavy Samurai, Snow Dust Dragon, an Octoadic. If you graveyard a special summon from the graveyard, you can target 1 face monster your opponent controls and 1 monster in the graveyard with equal or higher attack, then target special summon that monster from the graveyard. And the other they control to the graveyard. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1. Okay. I don't think that's really useful for us. And Converging Will String. This card becomes Majestic Dragon one for the graveyard. And if you control level up. Interesting, but unlikely to ever happen. Okay. Yeah, this pack... quite awful. I think Kaiju Capture Mission is not terrible if we can, if he just uses a bait. But we often in a situation where I set something and it just doesn't get touched at all, so I don't know. But drawing 2, when our opponent uses something on this, would be interesting and funny, but probably not good enough for me to put it in the deck when I want to keep it at 40 cards. Yeah, I think that's it. Honestly, this week's episode was much nicer for me personally than the last one. I had a lot of fun. Getting Gaia prominence and be like, I don't think I can do anything with it, to actually using it. And you know, it's a decent card. It's, again, like I said, it's debunk, but not as a trap, but on a 3500 body. If I put this in a deck with a lot more fire monsters, the other effect also has use, and it's 3500 attack, and it's relatively easy for me to get, right? So actually quite nice, yeah. The other cards, I mean, you know, I'll have a look if this does something for our other deck, which I will probably return to with some changes, of course, in the next episode. But playing the water deck is actually quite fun. Now, you know, you always learn. Like, I will probably make some adjustments, like the big jaw the big jaw fish guy that benches itself after it battled. I'm probably taking that out and might replace it with a tuna, because, you know, that's not very nice. Like, if it would come back, maybe, but it doesn't, so that seems hardly worth it. But yeah, there will also be some changes to the main deck, just because I want to get the Mud Dragon thing in there. Probably not returning to Tyrant Dragon. I might, but probably not, because that needs the dragon specifically. Would also be funny though. But, you know, I think Gaia Prominence has priority on that front. And then maybe add some other synchro stuff if it fits, you know. Yeah. That's it from me, I guess. I think I'll see you in the next episode with some more duels. You know, trying to get to Platinum again. And that would then maybe be the end of the season. Again, the next one, I have to check the dates. This second to last episode, I'm definitely going to Platinum in the next one, because I am in Gold 1 now. So I think Plat is guaranteed. And, you know, wasn't any less successful, I think, than, you know, the usual seasons. Though, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel right now is in a pretty annoying spot with, you know, Ryzeal and Mel is still around. Though, I will say, I haven't dueled them that much. Especially this episode. I think I had no Malice, one Ryzeal. And Mitsurugi is now... Mitsurugi? The Reptile Ritual deck. Is now coming in, which is, I think, also played with Ryzeal. But I'm not entirely sure. We start facing a lot of Kashtira again, though, which I'm not a huge fan of. But we'll see how the next episode goes. So until then, I wish you a very nice afternoon, night, morning, early morning, late night, I don't know. Whenever and wherever you are. See you in the next one. Goodbye.